welcome to the channel. So got a video today that I hope is going to help some of you guys out here. So if any of you guys are thinking about or currently running any sort of headers, whether that's catted or catless, something you guys are probably getting familiar with is the PO430 and PO420 check engine codes. That's what I'm getting on my Mustang. I have catted stainless power headers. And you know, even with all the brands of headers out there and with their versions that are catted, this is probably still gonna happen to you, as the high flow cats that come with these header systems, they're just not quite as efficient as the giant stock ones. So you're probably gonna pop a code, either that being PO430 or PO420. So what I'm gonna show you guys today are cat defoulers, specifically installing them, what they're going to look like underneath the car. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what those cat defoulers look like here in a second. But essentially what they are is a miniature catalytic converter. So what they're going to do is they're going to space out the O2 sensor through a mini catalytic converter, and it's going to help burn off some of that, you know, even excess unspent fuel and exhaust gases, even after they've made it past the current catalytic converter that's in the car, one of the high flow cats. So let me show you guys those cat defoulers now. Okay guys, so these are actually the cat defoulers themselves right here. So I actually got two sets. Kind of the reason being is I didn't know the clearance I was going to have for the O2 sensor, but these ones are right angles. So these are going to come into the actual post cap pipe in the exhaust, and then the O2 sensor is going to thread right here. So this, you only need about 1.5 inches of clearance for the right angle ones. And then these are just a straight angle. So they're just going to thread in directly perpendicular to the exhaust, and then O2 sensor is going to come in here. And then these ones have a little washer for you. So pretty basic things here. I'm going to take this one apart just to show you. So you can unthread that, and this is basically your mini catalytic converter. So this is the honeycomb platinum. That's purpose is to burn off any, you know, fuel in the exhaust gases. Pretty basic system. Is they're really just a post filter after the catalytic converter that should help the O2 sensor not detect any extra or unspent exhaust gases. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to get the car jacked up, and then I'm going to throw these in, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I don't think I'm going to use both. That's probably a bit overkill. So I'll just try the straight angle ones. I guess we'll see if we have the clearance for that once we get underneath the car. I do have a couple extensions for the O2 sensors. Probably won't need those. These came with the headers themselves, but probably won't need those. But let me get the car jacked up for you guys. I'll throw these in, and then I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so let me show you guys what we got underneath here. So right there is one of the O2 sensors. That's before the catalytic converter. There's the catalytic converter, and then on this curved pipe here is where the post O2 sensor, the post catalytic converter O2 sensor is. So I got one there and then one there. So pretty easy. All you're doing is unthreading the O2 sensor, installing the cat defouler, and then putting the O2 sensor back in that. So if you guys have the stainless power or stainless works headers, they have plenty of room for one of the straight connectors. You don't need a right angle one. You can get it if you want, but if you do that, you'll need to be using the cable extension for the O2 sensor. But pretty straightforward, pretty easy install. A little bit of a weird angle, but it's really not too bad once you get underneath here. So that should take care of our issues. So let's go clear our check engine light code history, and hopefully we should be good to roll. Okay guys, so the last thing we need to do, we're just going to clear the check engine light if it's still there, and then we're going to just erase the light history. So we got our RTD device plugged in, Bluetooth, we're connected. I got DTC, read codes. It may actually not show because I think I did actually have this code cleared the other day, but let's see what it comes up with. Okay. Yep, so PO420, PO430. We're going to clear these codes. And then we'll just erase history so we have a clean slate now. Those are the only 2 codes we had, so. Okay. Alright, so we should be good. Let's start it up. Alright, so no code on the dash, so we're looking much better. So this should be our permanent fix. Now that we got those cat defoulers in, hopefully we never get one of those PO430 or PO420 codes again. So yeah, that's what that looks like for you guys. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. They're pretty easy install. All you're doing is unthreading the stock O2 sensor. You're threading in the cat defouler and then putting the O2 sensor back into the cat defouler itself. So, I'm sorry, and this should pretty much clear up your issues. If you have headers and whether they're catted or non-catted, this should help you not ever get that PO430 check engine code again, or PO420. So, and just a quick reminder, and just one last thing, these are pretty essential if you guys don't have cats, unless you don't mind a check engine light code. That's not me. They annoy the crap out of me, so I hate having check engine lights on my dash. But if you don't have cats, these are pretty essential to make sure you guys don't get that code. It's a pretty quick one-stop fix for that. I know there's a lot of information out there online, like how do you get rid of these codes if you have headers without cats. Get some cat defoulers. They're pretty easy to install, pretty simple, and that should help you avoid them. And then of course, if you have cats like mine, you're probably not popping a code all that often, but this should pretty much ensure that you never pop a code ever, at least the 430 or 420 codes. So I'm gonna leave in the description of this video where you can get these defoulers. So there's the Big Daddy ones, and then there's the car part ones. They seem like they're both quality cat defoulers to me, everything that I've read online. I guess we'll run them and kind of see how that stands, and if they're kind of a long-term thing. I would imagine they are, but yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with those. But that's pretty much it for what you guys need to know, and just throwing on these cat defoulers so you guys don't get that code anymore. So appreciate you guys tuning in today. Again, if you guys are here on my channel watching my videos, that's more than I can ask for. I love the amount of comments that you guys have been putting in there. I love answering. I love trying to help you guys out. I know I had all these questions too at one point, so if I'm providing any help or any value to you guys, that's more than I could ask for. So that makes me happy. But yep, again, giving you my typical spiel. Not going to ask you to like, comment, or subscribe. I want you guys to do that on your own volition. If you guys feel like you guys are extracting the value that you need to subscribe, I'd love for you guys to do so. If not, don't worry about it. Enjoy the content. Come here if you guys need some information. Hopefully I'm providing some that helps. But again, appreciate you guys, and see you in the next one.